Hello again. Today we're going to review subtracting fractions because it's been a long time since we've done that. So I just have a couple of, or one main problem, and then we're going to solve it three different ways. All right, so just to review, when we're subtracting fractions, there are three main strategies you can use. You can pick what the one you like the best. You can try a couple of them just to make sure you are right. You can just figure out which one makes the most sense for you. So you can use a model, which means use a picture. You can count up, or you can make trades. So I'm using one problem for all of these different strategies. So that problem is going to be 5 2/4 minus 2 3/4. All right. So the first strategy is using a model or making a picture. I've told you before, I don't love fraction circles. I think they, especially when you get into anything after fourths, they get really hard to draw. But this is just the easiest for me to use right now. So first, you want to start with the number that you have. So I have 5 2/4. So I need to draw out 5. I'm saying that a circle is a hole, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 holes and 2/4, which means 2 pieces, and the size of them is out of 4. So there would need to be 4 of these pieces total. All right, so now I need to take away 2 3/4. Okay, so I know the first step to that. So the first step is I'm going to need to literally take some of these away. So I can take away first, I'm going to take away 2 holes. So I'm going to take away this hole and this hole. Just for fun, I'll go vertical. Okay, so I've taken away my 2 holes. In case you forgot, it is over here. So I had 2 holes, I've taken those away. Now I need to take away 3/4. So I can do the same thing so far. I can take away 1/4, 2/4. But hang on, how am I supposed to take away 3/4? I only have this hole left. So now I need to actually think of this like, okay, now I have to take this hole and turn it into fourths, because I'm going to show these again. I have only 2/4 here. I need to take 3/4 away. So I'm going to regroup. Remember that word. I'm going to regroup to try to get some of these broken apart. So I'm going to do an estimate in my picture. Again, this is a model, so it does not need to be exact. Now I have 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces. So that's showing fourths. So now I can take away my 2/4 that I did before. These 2/4 are gone. I need to take away 1 more fourth to get 3/4. So now that I've made fourths here, I can vaguely, hard with this pen tool, easier on paper. Can't use paper because we're e-learning. All right. So now I've taken away 3/4. Again, there were 2/4 here, and then I had to make another fourth here. So now how many do I have left? I have 1, 2 holes equals, I have 2 holes and 1, 2, 3 of these pieces. And these pieces are out of 4, 2 3/4. So that was using a model. Again, the reason I like using multiple strategies is because now I know 2 3/4 one way. Now I'm going to see if 2 3/4 will work another way. All right, so that was using a model. Next, I'm going to use counting up. Counting up is something that your family might recognize, like if you were going to buy something at a rummage sale or at a store and their system is out, then your cashier will probably be counting up. Counting up uses a number line or a number line in your head, and you actually start at the end. So we're going to start with what we're taking away, 2 3/4, and we're going to count up to try to get to 5 2/4. Now, the reason I like counting up is because there are lots of different ways to get the right solution. You just need to try to find friendly numbers. So 2 3/4 is not a friendly number for me. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to jump up to try to get to 3 wholes. To get from 2 3/4 up to 3, I would need to add 1/4. Exactly right. Okay, I'm at 3. I need to get to 5 2/4. So I'm going to jump up to 5 first. So you're going to say 3, 4, 5. Again, this is also a model, so it does not need to be exact. So I'm jumping all the way over here. From 3 up to 5 is +2. I need to get 5 2/4. So now I'm just going to do a little jump here. And I'm going to add 2/4 to get to 5 2/4. Then all I need to do is add all these together. I have 2 2/4 plus 1 more is going to be 2 3/4. Which, if you look back to our previous problem, 2 3/4 was our solution. I got it differently, but it's kind of the same because I had my 2/4 and my 1/4 that I did separately. Here, I did my 2/4 here and 1/4 here. 1/4, 2/4 to get 3/4. 2 3/4, counting up. All right. Now, the most challenging strategy is making trades if you have to regroup, or what some grown-ups will call borrow or trading. We're not trading anything, we're regrouping. So the reason I said way back here is think about this like regrouping is because you're taking this group and you're giving it a new name. This used to be 1 whole, and now you called it 4/4. So we're going to have to do the same thing here. In traditional subtraction, what we would do is start on this side, and we would have to take 2/4 minus 3/4. Now, if I only have 2/4, I can't take away 3/4 from that. So I'm going to need to regroup. I'm going to think of this 5 like 4 wholes and another 4/4. 4 plus 4/4 is 5 wholes. Okay, so now instead of having 4/4, I actually have 6/4. Now I can take away 3/4. Oops, that was nasty. 3/4 remain. 4 minus 2 is 2 3/4. Same system though. Look at this 4/4 and 2/4. 4/4 and 2/4. So I'm using this model, this picture, to do the same strategy. So here it says 6/4. Well, where are 6/4 here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6/4. These are my 6/4 here. And so then I can take away 3/4 and have 3/4 left over. So this is very similar to regrouping in traditional subtraction, but it just looks a little different because it's not just like if I had like 13 take away 9, what people would do is like, well, you turn this to a 0, you turn this to a 13, because you put a 1 here. You don't just put a 1 here, you're taking this 1 from the tens and turning it into 10 more. 10 plus 3 is 13. 4/4 plus 2/4 is 6/4. It's the same process, but it's a little different just because you have to focus on the denominator too. Whew. All right, so not the easiest math that we've ever done, but definitely worth reviewing. Hopefully this will help you in your work. You can always reach out and let me know if you have questions. All right, bye.